Final update, our average pace is now down and I'm back at the industrial estate. So that means one thing, we're going to try to bring it down one more time. So welcome back to another long run video, and as of this weekend we're 5 weeks out from the Abingdon Marathon, and the goal this weekend is all about volume. So I've been going well in training up to this point, well, had a bit of a wobble midway, but things have really started to click since then. The only thing that's been bugging me slightly is that volume on the long runs has been down compared to previous blocks, but I'm trying not to worry because the quality I'm able to get in at the moment has been really pretty much spot on, and I'm very happy. But this weekend the goal was to go out there, run for 2.5 hours and have a gentle progression throughout the run, starting at quite a relaxed, steady pace and basically seeing where I can work down to. And that meant that I should hopefully get in and around 22 to 23-ish miles. Now, fueling is all going to be about the Morton 100s, going back to what worked for me last time. The 160s just seem to be giving me some gut issues, and whether it's just too much going in one go, I don't know. I have been spreading the gels out over 10 minutes. Someone mentioned it in last week's video. Are you taking it all in one go, or are you spreading it out? And I was waiting, but even after a couple, my gut was just in so much pain. I just felt so sick. So going back to basics this weekend with the Morton 100s, and with some relatively decent weather conditions, it was nice to hopefully get out there, lace up and get a good run done. So we'll jump straight into it. I'll touch base after. Alright, so welcome back to another long run video. Here we go, 2.5 hours today. So I like to work in time and progress things through time rather than mileage itself, just because some days you'll feel better than others, and actually your body doesn't really understand how many miles you've run. It understands time on feet and how long you've been out there, basically the stress you're putting through the body. So 20 miles one day might feel the same as 22 another. So yeah, last week was 2 hours 19 in total. Was it last week or the week before? I can't remember. So this week we're stepping it up another 10 minutes and taking it to 2 hours 30. And on the plan today I had written down light progression, but I'm just going to see how I feel. I've had a really good week of training, and today, when I scribbled this all out weeks ago, this was one of those weeks where I was going for volume overall, and I knew that because of the sessions that I had in the week. But also this week I knew that potentially I'd feel quite fatigued from the training, so it was all about a little bit of an easier, steady effort, and then if I felt good, I give myself permission to bring the paces down slightly. But overall it started off quite well. First 3.5 miles covered in around about 7 flat pace, so that gives you an idea. If I'm feeling good, it's normally 6:40s, 6:30s. If I'm feeling okay, it's 6:20, 6:50s. So today, just easing into this one at 7s. Okay, so we are just coming up to the hour mark. Let's give you a quick update. Things are going nicely. So obviously started around that 7 flat area, crested over the hill at 3.5 miles, and I've just kind of notched it up a small gear, saying that our heart rate's still in the 140s right now, cruising along really nicely. Average pace now has gone from 7 flat down to 6:42, so delighted at how this is feeling. Obviously I don't get mile split, so don't have auto lap on, so I don't know my specific miles that are ticking off, but I'm just cruising at the moment, feeling grateful, feeling good. The Morton Gel 100 has sat with me perfectly. I think I'm going to have to ditch these 160s. They're just too much. My stomach can't handle them. So I've got more of those in my pocket to take every half an hour, even though I'm not burning the carbs at the rate I would in the marathon. Again, just loading up the stomach, getting it used to taking it on. So yeah, what I've got now is I am on a nice downhill section. I'm about to get to the bottom, and then I'm going to have to come up the cycle track for 2.5 miles, which is a section that you see quite a lot on the long run videos. And then when I get to the top of there, I should be in and around hour 20, hour and a half ish, and we'll basically see if we can take it up a notch from there. I have also actually just realised that I'm on the Mallards Pike Park run course, heading towards the start, with about 5 minutes to go until they set off, so I need to get off here quickly before I get swallowed up by a stampede of runners. Right, next update, we are just coming up to an hour and a half, and I have just I tagged on a little loop coming back on the cycle track just to add a bit more distance on, and I've got here at 1:29:50, 51:52. You get the gist. So what I'm going to do is sink a third gel now, hour 30. The first two have gone down a treat. Definitely it's going to be more than 100s on race day, and let's just start cranking it down a bit, just a little bit, not a lot, but just start shifting. We're at 6:42 average per mile right now, so let's bring it down into the 6:30s. Alright, final update as we hit the 2 hour mark. 3, 2, 1, 2 hours. Our average pace is now down to 6:36 per mile, so I've dropped 6 seconds per mile in about 4 miles, because the last update was around late 13s. Ticking over to 14, now just ticks over 18. And I'm back at the industrial estate. So that means one thing, we're going to try to bring it down one more time for the final half an hour. There we go. Took that average pace down from 6:36 to 6:27. So that was a really good last bit. 23.25 miles I think covered. I'll give you a debrief shortly. I definitely hit marathon effort. Not sure if I hit pace or not. You'll know before I do. Let's upload it now. So there we go. We hit marathon pace and beyond it. So happy with that. I obviously watched the average pace on my run come down as we went along, and I was grateful to see about an 8-second drop in that last portion, or 9 seconds I should say. But the honest truth is, obviously I couldn't see what the pace was, and so to see that it was in the 550s quite comfortably was really good, because I actually felt really strong, and that is the beauty of fueling. Don't get me wrong, I know know that obviously I didn't start at marathon pace, and obviously we worked through the gears. There's some good elevation in there, but I'm not working at that marathon intensity from the start, so naturally I'm going to feel stronger at 23 miles in this run than I will in the marathon. But it was really good to feel that, and slightly warmer but less humidity than last weekend, so the humidity really does get me. Thankfully there wasn't a lot of it this weekend, and I was able to execute the run just how I wanted. I did notice the GPS was a little bit shaky out in the forest. It seemed to lock in at the start when we were out here on the industrial estate. As soon as I got out there into the forest, it seems to be shaky all over the trail, so there were some dodgy splits in there, I'm sure. Dropping a 6:08 midway through the run definitely did not happen, I can assure you of that. Pace didn't change that much, but overall it looked to be relatively stable, and as soon as I got back out onto the industrial estate for the last half an hour, it locked back in again. So it was nice to see that pace on the industrial estate was quite accurate, and as I said, yeah, just feeling really good about that, especially considering I got the 2 workouts in this week already, which were 3x7k at marathon effort, cutting down from 5:59 average pace per rep, and then the second one was 5:57 and the final one was 5:54, and then getting quite a fast and sharp workout done on a Thursday. So to get this one done, it was just really pleasing, and the best thing was my average heart rate for the whole run was 151 beats a minute, which is fantastic. And that leaves us now with just 5 weeks to go, which means we're going to have 3 more juicy length long runs, and that's it. We're nearly out the other side already. I can't believe it. It's been obviously quite a short block, but I've got to really lock in now and focus on these next 3 weeks, because I feel like if I can bank another 3 weeks like I have this week, then I'm going to be in a really good position come Abingdon. If I let my mind wander or if things falter a little bit, that's when, you know, things can go south. So just need to lock in now, take this positivity that I've had over the last 2 or 3 weeks, take these performances in training. Remember that training is about gaining fitness, not showcasing it, being calm, being controlled. It's Sunday today when I'm recording this, so it's actually the day after the long run, and I feel really good, and that's the key. Just making sure that you don't rinse yourself in these runs and go to the well, because it just makes recovery so much harder. So excited now to build on the gel 100s. I know that that's going to be what I'm going to be using. If you noticed and you were eagle-eyed, you'd have seen the last gel that I used was a 160, but I didn't take all of it. I took as much as I thought was in a gel 100, and again, absolutely worked a treat. It was absolutely fine. So lots to ponder about. Get some more gels ordered from X Miles this week. Don't forget, if you're looking to stock up on gels and all of that stuff, don't forget to use the discount code below, FOD10 at X Miles off your first order. I'll be spending another goodness knows how much there this week to get ready for the final 5 weeks. So that's it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate your support, appreciate your positivity. Let's get on with it. Abingdon Marathon coming up very, very soon. If you enjoyed this one, guys, please do give it a like, share it with your friends, and of course subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and I'll see you on the next one.